Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Great Day Houston, or shall I say Great Day Galveston, Moody Gardens. There are lots of great things here, as many of you know. If you've been before, come back because there are some new exhibits, but don't worry, the attractions you're used to are also still here as well. Before we check it out, let's check in because there's some new things there as well. Good morning, Jerri.
Good morning.
You know, the wonderful thing about living in the greater Houston area when we come down here to Moody Gardens is that we can get up early, come down, have a full day and go back home. But there's so much to see here. We have the opportunity with the Moody Gardens Hotel and Resort to actually spend a few days.
Yeah, you know, it feels so much better here on the coast, just a different vibe. So we've got options, rain or shine. We've got the attractions to visit, lots of things over at the hotel. So we've got you covered.
Yeah, speaking of the hotel, you've done a number of upgrades.
Yes, just in time for spring break. We have the newest rooms here in Galveston, so you can come and stay and have a magnificent time.
All right, let's go check in before we check things out. Jerri, let's be very clear. This is not the average room, but this is a room that you can check into.
Yes, this is our presidential suite on the 9th floor of the Moody Gardens Hotel. It's fabulous. If you want to have a VIP experience, we've got you covered here with a number of suites.
Yeah, and this suite in particular, there's a lot of room here. I mean, it feels like a home almost.
Yeah, you're here just lounging in the living room space here. We've got the parlors, the bedrooms. You can just have a really amazing experience and spectacular pyramid views.
All right, but your other rooms have experienced an upgrade.
Yes, so we've done a transformative refresh here across the hotel, so you can come check out the new rooms and just enjoy a fresh new look. We've redone our meeting rooms too, so conventions and different conferences that we have here and trade shows.
All right, I'm in the presidential suite, so it makes sense that I go meet somebody new, a king.
Yes, a king has hatched, and so we're going to go check that out at the aquarium pyramid.
Amy, normally in a pyramid, you celebrate the arrival of a pharaoh. In this case, we're celebrating the arrival of a new king.
Yes, we are.
Who is this?
We don't have a name yet for our little baby king penguin chick. We don't know if our chick is a boy or a girl yet. We'll be finding out in a few months, so we're holding out on naming.
All right, well, when it comes to naming, you all have a tradition. For example, the parents of this baby chick are called what?
So our chick's parents are Watt and Astro, named after sports.
J.J. Watt. In fact, J.J. Watt has actually met Watt.
Yes, he did meet him when he was a chick still, which is really cool.
So parents oftentimes have a struggle with newborns, and this little chick's parents had a tough time, so a unique situation happened.
Yes, so Watt and Astro were first-time parents, and they were struggling a little bit getting the hang of things. So we did have an experienced foster mom penguin step in, and she's been helping feed the baby.
What's probably one of the biggest myths or misunderstandings people have about penguins?
A big one is that penguins live just in Antarctica. They actually live all across the southern hemisphere, as far south as Antarctica and as far north as the Galapagos Islands, and you'll find them everywhere in between there.
One of the other things you all have here is wonderful 3D films, and there's a new film about penguins.
Yes. So we have a film called Penguins: A Love Story that is going to detail a little bit more about penguins' life in the wild and give a little more insight into their daily habits and things.
All right, so penguins live by the ocean and they sometimes are in the ocean. We're gonna take a look at some of the other things that you have here, including that huge aquarium for all the things that exclusively live in the ocean. Thank you very much.
Of course.
Nice to meet you, whatever your name is. In fact, the foster mother, speaking of naming after athletes, was Simone, named after, you can probably guess, Simone Biles. Jerri, with 1.5 million gallons of water, we're seeing all kinds of sea creatures that we would never be able to see. We'd have to travel the world to do that.
Yeah, we have the oceans of the world covered here. So we're in the Caribbean exhibit here. You're going to see sharks, all kinds of tropical fish here. Really amazing. We have a jellyfish gallery. Very zen when you go in there. So a lot of different parts of the world, even the Gulf of Mexico is covered. So you're going to walk in and you'll see this giant whale ring teeth that we kind of just explain what happens out in the Gulf. So we have some artificial reefs that we create, and that's all of what you learn here as you come through the aquarium here.
It's so tranquil because you can stand here and stare because you'll see something new pass by every time. But again, different parts of the aquarium have different animals from around the world. You also have opportunities for people to learn more about these animals.
Yes, we have penguin encounters. So if you want to go behind the scenes and meet a real penguin, you can do that.
Oh, so so we got to do that because we're showing you the new baby king penguin, right? But people can actually book appointments, if you will, with the penguin.
Yes, you can do that also with our seals and our jellies, and even over in the rainforest pyramid with our different creatures that we have over there. So you'll see some of that here in a minute, but we have our Amazon river otters. If you want to go behind the scenes and meet an otter, you can do that.
All right, let's head to the rainforest. Bye, fishies. Jerri, in the aquarium, you can just sit still and everything will come to you eventually. When you're in the rainforest, at first you're just overwhelmed by all the foliage, and then all of a sudden, if you stop, it's like a scavenger hunt. You'll start to see the animals that some of them blend in seamlessly with their environment.
Yeah, we're visiting the rainforests of Asia, Africa, the Americas. And if you really take your time in here, you're going to be able to start seeing the sloths that are up in the trees.
Yeah, the sloths don't have very much time to get away from you.
And the birds are free-flighted, so they're roaming around. We even have our saki monkeys, our cotton-top tamarins. So the little monkeys are up in the trees roaming around, and just so much to see if you really take your time, and that's the best way to have it.
Yeah, and this is the best place to do it because I was in the La Gran Sabana years ago on the border of Brazil and Venezuela, and I have to say it was the most amazing experience. I don't think I'd ever do it again. This is a nice, safe way to do it, everybody. But you have everything, whether it's the snakes, anacondas just aren't on planes, right?
Right.
But the snakes, but the monkeys, as you mentioned, as everyone loves, and the various birds, those beautiful colors, is just that best that nature has to offer.
Yeah, and as you really start reading some of the information that's through here, this is really a tribute to our vanishing rainforest. So our medicines come from the rainforest plants, and we've only discovered a small portion of those medicines that are from these different plants. So much to learn about our spices and everything that we really can appreciate, and why this is a tribute to the vanishing rainforest.
I wonder, are we watching them or are they watching us?
Right?
There's also opportunities, again, to learn a little bit more than just seeing the animals.
We've got birthday parties, sleepovers. We even have scouting camps and merit badge programs that are tied in here. So if you've got some special interests with groups, we've got a lot of different opportunities for all of that.
All right, so we've seen scales, we've seen fins, we've seen feathers, we've seen fur. You have an exhibit coming up where we're literally going to see bones.
Yes, our Skelly Town exhibit. It just explores the 206 bones that we have in the human body and what our bones do for us and why it's important to take care of our bodies. And it even explores different cultures and history that are tied into bones. So
yeah,
lots to learn there too. Very interesting.
Oh, wow. Speaking of interesting, look at that one over there and those beautiful colors. Everybody has a great time when they come out here, but he's having an extra great time. Where in the world did you find this?
I don't know, probably online.
Yeah, you just
I don't remember.
Yeah. We heard the fish in there talking about you earlier. They're like, where did he get that?
I
We want
believe
one.
that.
Yeah.
They're troublemakers, some of those fish.
And very fashionable. That was fantastic, Jerri. But all that walking around and all the excitement has made me work up an appetite. Oh, room service right on time. Oh, okay. We forgot to mention that the hotel has the best food.
Yes, and we've got some specials. So spring break, ask for the ultimate spring break package. We're going to make it so easy for you. We've got your room, we've got food covered, and your tickets to the attractions. So, you can just come and plan it, book it, and go.
Ah, okay. How about this food goes right over here right now? Okay, what do we have here? Okay, that looks delicious. Wow. Okay. That is a salmon dish right there. And I'll give that to you, Jerri. I'm just gonna go ahead and start with dessert right here. And this is like dessert for the entire family right here. Jerri, the idea of a break means different things to different people. We'll go through that in a second, but you want people to start with asking themselves some questions of what they're expecting and do kind of like their chillometer, if you will.
Yeah, so we're going to measure your degrees of chill. So you can come to the Moody Gardens website, and we've got a survey there. You answer a couple of questions, and that's going to help you guide through the experience. So we've got different suggested itineraries to help you with everybody on your crew, so you can have a great time when you come to visit.
Have a great day.
The bird really said that. That wasn't my voice. Okay, if you're in the mood for a great experience, you can go for the day or decide to stay in one of their newly renovated, beautiful hotel rooms. To make reservations, call 409-744-4673. Again, that's 409-744-4673. Also, visit moodygardens.org, where you can learn more about their Value Pass, which helps you save across all of the attractions.